All right. Howdy, everyone. My name is Daniel Chambers, and I'm going to be talking about my internship that just concluded at Qualtrics. So basically, this whole thing started very quickly. Once I got into things, I had basically been searching around for an internship for about 3 months before I applied for the tech writer position on LinkedIn for Qualtrics. I knew about them through college survey stuff, and I looked them up, saw that they had just exploded on the experience management scene, and decided that I wanted to try my best at it. So, try my best, I did, and I wrote up a custom cover letter and informed them that I had, in fact, written proposals before in my proposal writing class. That day, I got scheduled for a phone interview later that week. And so on that Friday, I had a phone interview with one of the recruiters, and she immediately scheduled me for 3 Zoom interviews on the 11th of April. And then only a few days later, on the 15th, I had 3 more. And 3 days later, I got feedback from them. They said that they really wanted to work with me and were trying to finalize stuff with an offer. About a week later, I got the offer. I said yes. And on May 16th, just a day after I finished one of my finals, I started my first day at Qualtrics. So, about the folks on the team, there are about 12, I think it's closer to about 15 now. We had some people join and leave. But yeah, they're all part of the North America branch of the sales proposal team at Qualtrics. There are about 4-ish branches. And I believe I'm their second intern. I'm not sure. They could have had more, but I just know of one of them. They speak of them in hushed whispers. So hopefully they do not do the same for me. I don't think that will be the case, but they have multiple different locations, and we've got multiple people just spread out around the country, even if they're not at specific locations. I'm thankfully in Dallas, where they have brought up a new location, so really close to me. Really great location. It's just a great way that all that stuff just worked out. So basic job duties. I worked because I just finished a lot in Lupio, which is basically our RFP proposal database. It stores all of the past answers and questions to RFPs that we have done and imported into stuff. And that makes new RFPs a lot easier and quicker to solve, because you see the questions, you put in some of the buzzwords, and they return every single answer or question that has dealt with those topics in the past. A lot of dragging and dropping and messing around with stuff, and it takes a big load off of things. I was more in charge of importing and exporting stuff with the RFP clinic, and working on a couple questions, but I didn't do that too often. I also added and terminated users in our in Lupio as part of some of my admin duties, and I updated some Asana proposal tickets through Salesforce. I haven't done a lot of stuff in Salesforce, but I do know how to mess with deal strategy requests, and I can get around a little bit, but I wouldn't say that I'm fluent in it anyways. The biggest duty, of course, is the proposals Dropbox. And I will talk about that later, but that is my favorite task that I was given. Like I said, Lupio, Asana, it's like an organizational app. Salesforce, like I said, Odo is our hub for all activities and basically anything Qualtrics. So it has its own basically Wikipedia clone, where you can go and you can search up any product or industry and stuff like that, different locations, people, organizational stuff, just anything you can think of. It's in there. And then, of course, There's Slack, which is a must for communication in the workplace. And then there's Basecamp, which is basically a website for taking classes on getting certified in certain Qualtrics products. It is basically a series of classes where you will learn about the different products and what Qualtrics stands for, with how it handles its users and clients and stuff like that. And at the end, you can take this big old quiz or exam thing and get a certification that you can put on your resume. As a Qualtrics employee, you get to do all that for free, but it costs a lot of money if you are just a regular old Joe. So if you get an internship with Qualtrics, highly recommend working on Basecamp and towards a certification. Now, this is one of the only work products that Qualtrics really wanted me to show folks. There is another one that I was going to ask about showing, but seeing as this is my last day and there was a lot of other stuff going on, didn't have the chance to get that okayed. But this is the start of the biggest project that I worked on. This is the proposal that I wrote for this Dropbox reorganization, which is what I was hired to do. And basically, the gist of the project was reorganizing everything that exists in Dropbox, because it's a cold storage sort of thing, and it's not going to be messed with much, and it's just for ease of use and for storing stuff. So making it easy to upload stuff, put them in the correct places, and then look them up easily later. I basically did that by going through about 4,000 nested folders to find every single file and folder that had been imported there and moving it over, and then creating a completely different folder layout that made more sense. It was by industry instead of by each quarter. They had, it was bad. I won't go into details, but suffice it to say it was bad. I also implemented tags, so some metadata stuff, just making it easy for people to find things. You could search up, like Q3 2022 healthcare in North America, and you would get 7 or 8 different proposals that people have worked on, and that can be really good for folks when they're trying to locate stuff, and they might know what quarter something is in, but they might not know what it was called. So that worked out really well. I also wrote some user documentation. I wrote a user guide for everyone, and that worked out really well. That was what I wanted to share with you guys, but I didn't get the okay on it before I needed to submit this. So I learned a lot about how to work in a team, in a corporate environment, especially a remote one, since I only went in about, 6 or 7 times max up to the office, just because, COVID stuff and gas prices and, But also learned how they do stuff in proposal writing at Qualtrics. The Lupia thing threw me for a loop, EO. Yeah, real clever there. But yeah, it was really surprising how just all their products work together, and the process of being a proposal writer. It's different than what you might imagine. Also learned a lot about perseverance, and I'll talk about that in just a second. UNT Courses really helped me. Like I said before at the beginning, the proposal writing class helped me put my foot in the door with stuff, and it was the biggest help. Of course, the other TechComm classes that helped emulate the working environment by teaching you how to use Slack and Trello and other things, and collaborating on projects and teams with different levels of leadership were really good as well. So kudos to the folks that helped that happen. Of course, there are lots of challenges with a first of many things. It was my first internship, of course, first full-time job in the field, and first remote job, and first. Lots of stress because I didn't really know how to handle stuff, and things weren't made very apparent to me with what my duties were meant to be at the very beginning. Fell behind in a lot of things, but like I said here, perseverance. I persevered through the hardest part of this internship, and I came out on the other side way happier than I thought I would be. I'm actually slated for working part time at Qualtrics for the fall semester and then moving probably to a full time position once I graduate. And that all happened because of perseverance and learning how to just roll with the punches. Yeah, it was difficult. I didn't take a significant break before I started. Folks, give yourself at least a 1 or 2 week break before going from one big thing to the next. I didn't have that. Completely messed up my mental state. Was not good. It wasn't fair to anyone else. But transparency is really important because at the end of the day, you're here to kind of test out if this company is right for you, and they are here to test you out to see if you're right for them. And if you're not transparent with them, neither of you get to get what you want. And just ask questions. There are no stupid questions. You're new to all of this. That's a really important thing that it took me a while to figure out. Ask. And, if it's a good company, they will answer, and they will love you for asking. And don't put up a brave face. If someone asks you how you're doing with stuff, if things are stressful, and you say, "Yeah, I'm fine," and you're not fine, that's bad. Don't do that. It will not do you any favors, and it will, in fact, hurt you a lot. So, yeah, keep those things in mind. Thanks a lot for your time. If you would like to hear more about my internship, feel free to contact me. But yeah, that's it. See ya.